Alright, I want to make this. I'm making this commentary to speak on a movie about Emmett Till. It's called Till. And I'm very much against this movie being made. It's already been made. It will be produced and come out in, like, I think the 21st of October of 2022. You know, it's a shitty movie. You know why I say it's a shitty movie? Because I feel like uh, it's unwarranted. It's a movie apparently from the point of view of Mammy Till, Emmett's mother, long-suffering mother who died without justice. Died. It's an indictment of this country that she died without justice when there was an overwhelming amount of evidence, against perpetrators, and also an unserved warrant to Carolyn Donham Bryant. Carolyn Bryant Donham, excuse me for mispronouncing that whore of Babylon's name and shit, and fuck her and a pox on her family and shit, okay? I want to be honest about that. I don't give a fuck who says that. I've long maintained that Carol Bryant Donham, who was the same age as Bill Cosby, and currently suffering from cancer and hospice, I've long maintained that, that she should be dragged from her home and thrown in a cell, thrown in a cell and shit, in whatever physical condition she was in. When Bill Cosby was thrown in jail, he's legally blind and enfeebled, but they classified him as a dangerous predator and shit, and tried to get people to fuck with him in jail. And he survived the 3 to 10 year bid. He did 3 of the 10 and got paroled because that shit was unconstitutional, because he was fucking innocent and shit, okay? There wasn't no fucking, there was no mistakes made and shit. They fucked up big time and shit because they wanted to lynch a black man on a world stage and shit, okay? And he survived that shit. And he should give everyone in the world a middle finger, and this bitch should be in jail. At least, I've said that she could at least spend one ceremonial night in jail before she dies of cancer and shit. Okay, and I hope it's very painful, because she knows that she lied on this kid. It's the start of what we now know today in the Me Too era, another tool of white supremacy, and, fucked up black women with really bad Stockholm syndrome in our communities to use false allegations and shit and insinuation to lynch us, to virtually lynch us or lynch us directly with the police and shit and other people. For decades and shit, black men have been lynched in horrific ways and emasculated, castrated, had their dead bodies laying in the street as trophies, had their private parts removed and other pieces, as keepsakes. They're still in some people's houses to this fucking day. And, while Carolyn Bryant Donham didn't start that shit, she is the fucking firebrand for that ideology into the modern times and shit. She is an icon of really bad, fucked up racism and shit, that endures from generation to generation, getting worse as it goes. Right? Emmett Till will never receive justice. That the government has said that she will not be prosecuted for her crimes. All right, that's Joe Biden, by the way, the fucking Democrats and shit, and we don't know. No president. All these years they had all this evidence, a mountain of evidence, and a warrant, and there will be no justice for Emmett Till, who was murdered as a child, for having a fucking stutter. They said he whistled at her, but actually he had a stutter. He had a speech impediment and shit. And that didn't get him killed. What got him killed was a lying-ass white woman who was lazy as fuck and probably didn't want to be working that day. And she wanted to take her shit out on somebody, and she saw low-hanging fruit, and Emmett died. That's just my own personal theory, that she didn't want to even be there. Now, I don't know where her husband and the brother-in-law were when this shit was going on. Maybe Emmett would have just got lumped up if they were around, and he would just got his ass whooped or something. They would just beat him up like a man instead of murdering the shit out of him and cutting his shit off and gouging out one of his eyes and wrapping barbed wire and attaching him to a cotton gin or whatever the fuck it was and throwing him in the river. That's what they did. Maybe they was out in the woods butt fucking each other. I don't know what these motherfuckers, these hillbillies do, but, she has endured. She has lived many lives that she shouldn't have lived, and many generations, and had children that should never have been born. Okay? And a pox on her family, a pox on her family line and shit. Anybody related to her, anybody who's friends with her, a pox on you. Okay? So Emmett will never receive any fucking justice for any kind of shit. And us, real people in the black community who are not retarded and fucked up now, who are just still normal. There's some of us still left. We're stuck in the middle of the bullshit. We're the piece of gum in the middle of the sucker and shit that you fucking racists are trying to bite your way to and shit. You don't want to do that, okay? You stay licking till we die off. Okay, you better dial it back a little bit. Dial it back, motherfuckers. Alright, don't reach that gooey middle, and that's where I'm sitting right now looking at you. Okay, you let the spook that sat behind the door quietly die. And then you can have all these fucking head cheese niggas out here and shit, these dregs of humanity, because that is your legacy and shit. You retarded an entire group of people and shit. And I don't feel like fucking around with it anymore, okay? And to that end and shit, I am tired of the propaganda. I'm tired of the propaganda. Currently, we're in the phase of, the black woman is the new black man shit, okay? This whole androgyny push and shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm an elder statesman of my community. I'm in my fucking 50s. I got 2 children and shit. And I'm not worried about a goddamn thing and shit. Alright? Not worried about a goddamn thing. I know this is kind of a rant. Right? I didn't intend for it to be a rant, but it is. Because I feel a way about Emmett Till. Alright? I feel a way about any movies made by him by people that are not us and shit. Alright? So to that end, I've put a lineup up of the people most directly responsible for this movie and maybe two or three principals, okay? And one motherfucker, he was so smart. He's been smart for years, This guy was one of the producers on Till. And coincidentally, the comedic Jim, that's a joke, right? I'm being trolling. The Ladies Man and shit. A movie about a little slight black man, looked like Don Cheadle, going around fucking white women. And then Will Ferrell and his white brethren hunt him down like they're going to lynch him. But Will Ferrell's like low-key gay as fuck. And just wants to wrestle the guy in Crisco oil. Yeah, that's a movie that the same guy who produced Till, put out and shit. And, you see the usual suspects. You see Whoopi Goldberg right up front and center. Miss Celia herself and shit, who I have a bone to pick with. I'm not going to do it right here. But you can see she's a goddamn agent of white supremacy and shit. Has always been. Alright? No matter what. Don't get it twisted and shit, a lot of these misandrous people are like these androgynous women. And I gotta be honest, I used to think Whoopi Goldberg was a dude when she was doing her stand-up early in her career with the apple cap on. And I found out she was a woman, I was blown the fuck away. Well, they succeeded with that shit, And you got your usual suspects here. But I want to be honest about this. I want to be honest. Till is emotional torture porn for black people, but it's really for white people that enjoy watching us suffer. And they enjoy our emotional torment. Just thinking like all the shit that you feel. And fuck anybody from outside the community that wants to come in here and bullshit around. But I want to tell other black people and shit. Imagine how you feel every motherfucking day when you go out and you look around the world and shit. And like you're a product in it, okay? You're considered a literal product of this goddamn colonies and shit. They feel an ownership, a paternalism towards you that it permeates your every walking day outside of your burg and shit, even in your house to some extent. Imagine that feel, imagine that pervasive feel and shit. I'm not just saying racism, it's just a culture, a negative culture that keeps, people from being who they are and shit, I accept people for who they are and shit, okay? On the surface and what's underneath and shit. I accept it. That's why, I react a certain way to certain things. Emmett Till is emotional torture porn for racists, overt and covert and shit, to enjoy. They enjoy putting this shit out and just watching people react to it and shit. So I'm reacting to it right now. A pox on you, a curse on your fucking ass. Everybody involved in this shit, they know they're fucked up. Alright? They know they're fucked up. He's never gonna get justice. Emmett Till died at 12 and he was frozen at 12 in the afterlife and shit. He never gets any satisfaction. And when Carolyn Bryant Donham finally dies, finally dies, right? They better bury her in secret. They better put her in an unmarked grave because a lot of people are going to be going out there taking a piss on that shit, okay? Taking a piss. And I'm of the opinion that even if she dies, they should exhume her body and take it and put it in a cell. Okay? I don't care. Put her corpse in jail. That's how much I dislike her and shit. I can't use a strong enough word and shit, but the platform precludes me from speaking my full mind. Fuck all the people involved in this goddamn movie and shit. Fuck them. Even fuck the little kid that played Emmett Till. I know it's not his thing. He looks nothing like Emmett Till. At least in the past when they did these torture porns, Emmett Till torture porns, they got a kid that kind of looked like him. They got the Mammy Till doesn't look like it, and the kid don't. And that's by design. The bitch playing Mammy Till, that bitch, Danielle Deadwell, whatever. She looks nothing. She's a dark-skinned, thin black woman. A dark, dookie black bitch woman. Mammy Till did not look like that. She was a larger framed woman. You could tell she had some kids and everything. She was very beautiful. She was moderately, black. She was medium black color, like most of us, a lot of us are. Okay? Yeah, you got this black, stinking, dookie-ass motherfucker. You got a little black-ass, pickaninny-ass kid and shit who looks nothing like Emmett Till. He looked like his mother. He was a handsome fellow. He was a little on the chubby side. And they didn't do any of that. They didn't cast it. And I know they could find a guy that looked like him because they did they did a test run on TV on like Disney did this shit, Women of the Movement or some shit. That people are idiots, man. My people are some fucking idiots. Big up in that shit, saying that was good shit. Women, you make me sick. It's bullshit. That's propaganda. Everything from fucking, Mammy Till's point of view. I'm pretty sure they'd love to make a movie from Emmett Till's point of view, probably a POV movie of him getting his ass lynched. They would love to do that and jerk off. They probably done it. Who knows? I mean, they just keep it private, Yeah, Till. Some more bullshit. More black woman, strong, independent, don't need no man. And I want to tell you bitches out there who think, who follow this line of bullshit. I want to tell you something. Mammy Till was a single mother of Emmett. And the reason she was a single mother is because her husband was lynched on accusations. Okay, in the military, her husband was unalived by the honkies. Okay? I said it. I say, you motherfuckers want to say nigga so bad and shit. You want to say that. You want to just get clearance. Don't worry, in another 20 years or so, white people will be able to say nigga as much as they want shit, okay, in my opinion. You won't be able to say it to me as an old man because I will have that concealed and carry for your ass. And, being an old motherfucker, when you do some fucked up shit, it's really no big deal because you're leaving anyway. I'll put it that way. Metaphorically speaking, YouTube, get off of me. I have to do these disclaimers because the platform just comes down on black men, especially straight, cisgendered black men and shit. They do this shit to fuck with you. Just the fact that I can't find a picture of Thomas Levine and shit, Levine, says it all. He's the smartest guy on this production. Fucking Barbara Broccoli and her husband, Franklin Zolo. She owns the James Bond shit, okay? She's obviously a fucking feminist. She does her father a disservice. She was considering replacing James Bond with a black woman. Lashana Lynch, who was recently in that Woman King bullshit. A weird looking chick, man, these big ass eyes and like raccoon shit looking ass motherfucker. Yeah, she was considering that, but backlash was global. So old girl had to chill out with that shit. She wanted to pull a Kathleen Kennedy and shit. But whatever, she'll get a chance to do it. And the company, the company that produced this movie, that saw this movie was Orion Pictures. And the renewed Orion Pictures is not the original Orion Pictures that I loved and shit, who put out shit like Excalibur and fucking RoboCop, among other things. Yeah, they're reaching real low in the barrel and shit. Every time the small hats, the dominant minority out there, every time they low and shit, they always come to the black community with some kind of bullshit. That's why they was all up in hip hop and all this other shit. They dominate the adult industry and shit, like it behind the scenes, all that bullshit. They own all that shit, man. All right, because it's easy money. I'm not a fan of cash grab entertainment and shit. Okay. But this Emmett Till shit, it holds a special place in my heart because it hurts me. It hurts a lot of black people, okay? Because that's a sign. That's the symbol to us. That's the American symbol. You can just put the American flag you can just put a light American flag emblem over Emmett Till's picture. His black and white picture, like the red, white, and blue. Just put that shit over the fucking picture, man. Because that's symbolic of our life in American shit. That red in that fucking flag and shit is the blood of the slaves. The white, we know what it is. I ain't going there. And the blue is the Dred Scott. Excuse me. The blue is the Dred Scott. The broken promises and the 40 acres and the mules still not received and shit. Right? Yeah, this is torture porn. A lot of these people, these sick motherfuckers, enjoy putting this shit out, under the pretense of pandering to black women with the strong, independent, don't need no man bullshit. They're so tone deaf they can't read the room. They can't see what's going on in their ethnic community. A lot of motherfuckers is just laying flat and shit. That's the term popularized over in the People's Republic of China for people, young people, from their mid to, age up to like early 40s, just saying fuck it and working at 7-Eleven happily and just not even trying anymore. That's what happened in the black community and shit, okay? It may have started in China first, but it's definitely here in the black community with cisgender, straight black men. We have said fuck it. We are laying flat. Some of us are getting passports and flying the fuck out, and some of us is just jerking off, man. And I know I'm being crass, but when you think about it, man, we got the bitch is right there who technically murdered Emmett Till by proxy and shit. The mother of false allegations and shit, and the mother of white supremacy. They can't let her die. They can't let her be punished and shit. She's gonna die. They're gonna bury her in a private ceremony and probably not with no marker on her grave so that nobody can go over there. Now, I will take a fucking trip. If they bury her with her name on that shit, I will take a road trip to the south, wherever the fuck she is. I think she's in North Carolina or some shit. I will take a trip there to piss on her grave. I will stop before getting to her tombstone and buy like a big ass pack of beer, like 32 can pack or whatever of like canned beer, and I will go to her gravesite with a picnic chair and pop every can and drink that until I can barely know who the fuck I am, and then whiz all over that shit with my penis out or just through my pants. I would just put my hands on top of her tombstone and lean over that shit and piss all over that shit. And that bitch could come back and haunt me from hell if she want. I got something for you. I hate her. I hate her ass. She killed a baby, man. And then the country's protected her into the modern times. From the 50s till now. Right? Damn. Now they keep putting out this emotional torture porn to fuck with black people. Okay, black people are tired of it and shit. Any motherfuckers want to go sit down in front of that shit, you on your own. I want to tell you, I was in high school. I think I was in high school. I think The Color Purple came out in 1986 or something. I was in fucking high school, and my certain people in my family, one of my parents, you can guess which gender, took me to see that shit on Christmas Eve. I will never forget that shit. I had to see Danny Glover doing that shit. Silly, having a gay relationship. Okay, a gay relationship with Suge Knight, falling in love with the woman and shit, They all getting her ass whooped by Danny Glover and the most improbable shit, okay? Alright, my parents are from the pre-civil rights South. God rest in peace. Rest in power, both of them. In the time when, before King, predating King. Alright, I'm a Generation Xer. Just the fact that in the movie Danny Glover has like a giant mansion and shit, a giant fucking mansion like in the 20s. Are you kidding me? During the fucking time of the Tulsa riots and all that shit, he has a giant mansion and he lives in mostly alone. They never explain it. It's not an inherited home. His father actually comes to visit him there. Like he's wealthy. And he's a degenerate, uh, uh, sexual offender and a wife beater, and a pedo, trying to get the ugly, the little sister and shit. It's total bullshit. And that chick was played by a goddamn Tether. Fuck Whoopi Goldberg. Just think what she had in that movie. The demonization, the crystal, the mesesticizing of the brute's narrative and shit. And the black woman is this oppressed person. It was totally fake and shit. And lesbianism presented as an alternative to, you know, heterosexual relationships. All right. Now, I just want to point out that the head of production, the president of Orion Studios, is what's his bitch name? Elena Mayo. All right, her name is Elena Mayo. She's the president of Orion Pictures, who umbrellaed this shit. And she was married to Lena Waithe, who put out that shit The Shy, which I hate, which is unrealistic. All right, and there's a pictures of them together kissing, the lovely couple that only lasted 2 months for some reason. Yes, her time's up. I guess maybe she's a lipstick lesbian instead of just wanting to do. And she was probably looking at her, and she's like, well, I might as well just have a guy and shit here. I don't know if she's gay or not. I'm not trying to offend her gayness, but I really don't care since she want to fuck with us. I really don't care. She should know better. And I don't know. The director of this shit is a Nigerian. All right? Two dual citizenship Nigerian. All right, that's as nice as I'm gonna be and shit. You infer what you want from that. We got all these tethers coming out here fucking around and shit. I would say play some Nigerian shit, but I don't know nothing about their history or anything. I could just make a move about bullshit over there. I don't think it would piss them off. They wouldn't give a fuck. The tethers are always over here in our shit, in our community, fucking around. They don't respect nothing, our culture or nothing. And we do have culture because you guys emulated all over the world and shit. Michael Jordan was American, bitch. Michael Jackson's American, bitch. I could keep going, I won't. Hip hop is American, born in the 30s, 1936 to be exact. All right, well, that's what's the rhymes. Bum ass, okay? Bum nigga. You get yourself a mint and some body wash, motherfucker. According to Big Boy over there in Los Angeles back in the 2000s. Oh, man. Guess I've said all I'm going to say right now. Who knows? They might pull this video down. I've been trying not to get my channel fucked with and shit. I've been trying to grow this bitch. So, if you guys could see your way to, hitting a like on this shit, maybe subscribing and shit. I would like to reach 300. I'd like to reach 300 before September is over. Now, I'm at 288 currently while I'm recording this bullshit, which is 7:42 a.m. Central Time, September 19th, 2022. All right. In closing, I want to say that I find this movie is egregious, and it's tone deaf, and it's propaganda shit, unapologetic and shit. All right. This emotional torture porn for Caucasian enjoyment and shit, and black people despair. All right. Do not go see Till. Okay. I don't care if you don't give a fuck. Do not go see Till.